So this demo, very short, maybe 5 minutes, is going to review several ways to make a wall. So you'll notice in Miro, if I pull up my screen here, do you see Miro right now? No? Okay. Let me try this again. Okay, do you see Miro now?
Yes.
Awesome. You'll see over here in Miro next to the class agenda, I have made a list of commands that you can use to make walls, and these are the commands I'm about to show you in Rhino.
Okay.
So let's say we have, well, first let me import a picture or a plan. Let's go with this one. Okay, obviously you all will have a scaled plan, but for right now, I'm not going to worry too much about the scale. So different ways to make a wall. The first one, and you guys are probably familiar with this command already, is the extrude curve command. And so for this command, what I would do when you have all your scaled drawings in Rhino is to start tracing your walls. Start tracing the perimeter of all the walls. So that would mean, just tracing the outline. For the purpose of this assignment, I know Felix, it seems like you like to be very exact with the dimensions. I am actually looking more for basically your knowledge and the use of the commands, and not so much about making sure that all the dimensions are correct.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, but I think it's important to, make sure that, for example, this corner should align with this corner, right? So I would be careful about that. But I don't want you to be too concerned about making sure that all the wall thicknesses are completely accurate. Okay. So I'm going to quickly finish outlining this wall. And I picked a wall that has a lot of zigzags. Okay, so I outlined this wall here. And let's say this is going to be my interior wall layer. So I've outlined that wall. And so if I go over to my perspective view, I can essentially take that wall and I can do extrude curve. And I can enter the dimension or the height that this wall needs to be. So we'll say it's 7 feet for now. And of course, all of you should have your sections set up in Rhino to be aligned with your plans. So you can also use your section to help you sort of trace and figure out where that wall needs to be located. Okay. So that's one way to make a wall. Another way to make a wall is by using the slab command. And the slab command essentially works by, and I'm going to move to a new layer. Let's call this exterior walls. The slab command essentially works by taking a line or a curve, and it will offset that curve for you and extrude it at the same time. So I'm going to demonstrate how that works now. So the first thing I will need to do is I will need to draw one line. So I need to pick either the inside face or the interior face of my wall. So I will do the exterior. And we'll stop that there. So I have the outside perimeter modeled. I'm going to hop over to my perspective view, and I'm going to use my slab command. So that's SLAB. So it'll ask me to select a curve to slab, and that is the line I've just drawn here. And next it will ask me for a side to offset. And notice here, it looks like it has a dimension that was previously entered, but it's not correct. If you do know the thickness of your wall, for example, let's say it's 5 inches. That's not accurate. Maybe it's more so 6 inches. I will start by offsetting that line, and I just click to the left side of my original line. So once I click that, you'll see here it'll also now start extruding. So I need to enter my height. And I can do that by either entering a number, or I can use my other walls as a reference point. So for example, if I'm extruding up, I can actually click on a point of this other wall, and that will set it to be the same height as my other walls. Another way to do a wall, and I'm sure all of you are very familiar with the box command, but if you have a very simple wall, or you want to only model a small portion of a wall, you can also always just, of course, trace the image and draw your box. For those of you who have more complex forms, like I don't know that anyone has a curved wall right now, but for example, let's say you have an angled wall. So let's say, for example, in plan, there's a wall here, and then in section, the wall is angled, so it has a slope to it. So if I, define a slope, for example, I draw that reference line, I can use the extrude along curve command. Oops. Hold on a second. That didn't come out the way I wanted it to. Project to C-plane. Okay, let me fix that. If I have an angled wall that slopes, I can use the extrude along curve command. Extrude along, or extrude curve along curve. So it'll ask me my curves to extrude, which is the wall shape here. If I hit enter, it'll ask me to select the path that curve needs to follow, and that would be my angled line. Let me try doing that again. Solid yes. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's extruding in that direction. But it looks like it's the same dimension, so you could always move it back to where it was. Alternatively, you can also use the sweep command. So I do sweep 1. I can select my rail, which is that angled line. And then I will need to select my cross-section curves, which is the box right here. So if I select that and hit enter, and I select the direction, which would be over to the right, I hit OK, that extrudes that wall along that path. So that's a way to model a wall if it has an angle or a slope to it. I think that should be enough to get you guys started over the weekend. I know that was very quick and very rushed, but I did record this, so I will upload it to Canvas for you to reference this weekend. And as always, if you don't know how to use a command, like for example, if you go to use that extrude curved command or the sweep command, remember that you can always hit F1 on your keyboard. And if you hit F1, that brings you to this Rhino page. And under commands, you can sort by alphabetical or by function. Like for example, if you need to know how to do a Boolean, you can click on Booleans and click the command you're trying to understand how to use. And it will provide you a video of how to use that command, and also step-by-step instructions. So very, very useful thing to remember. Okay, so that is all for tonight. I'll stop recording.